What's up, guys? Today is going to be a big travel day. I just got done a little workout to get some movement in. I find that working out a little bit the day of travel, so before I go, helps me not feel so much like crap on the actual plane and during the day itself. So I wanted to get a little bit of movement in, nothing crazy, a little bit of weightlifting. Now I'm on a walk. It's gonna be a long day. I'm flying from Florida to San Diego. I have 2 flights, a layover in North Carolina for like 40 minutes, so it's a real short layover. So I'm gonna have to get over to my next flight pretty fast. So it's 2 hours to North Carolina and then about 5 hours from there to San Diego. So I'm going for a Spear Level 1 gathering. So all of the certified Spear coaches and affiliates were invited, and we're going for a weekend of training. Tomorrow, Friday, is gonna be a weapons protection course and certification. So I'm really looking forward to that because I haven't done a ton of stuff with weapons in my life just yet. I've done some basic stuff here and there, especially when it comes to knife stuff. I've done more of that, not as much gun defense stuff. So I'm looking forward to that for sure, to gain a little bit more knowledge and context there so that I can bring it back here. And then the other 2 days are just going to be going over a lot of the essential drills and concepts in the Spear system. I'm excited to interact with a lot of the Spear coaches, especially most of them I haven't really met before. It's been a long time since I've traveled for a Spear event. I'm looking forward to learning how to better articulate and transfer the knowledge and the material to my students. So I'm in a big season of learning right now and improving my skills and my ability to coach and connect with people. And this is just another way that that's going to happen. Stick around for the rest of the vlog. I'm going to be showing you a bunch of highlights from the weekend, from the travel, and all that good stuff. All right, made it to the hotel, little pit stop for some groceries. Got myself a little rotisserie chicken for a midnight snack. My body thinks it's about 12:30, but it's 9:30 here on the West Coast. Gonna have something to eat, gonna go grab a shower, and then get to bed. I'm gonna do a little bit more exploring of the area tomorrow morning before heading to the venue. Flights were fine. I had a window seat for the first flight, but that was only like an hour and a half from Orlando to North Carolina. Then the 5-hour flight from North Carolina to San Diego, I had a middle seat. Wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I did some reading, I was playing some games, really nothing crazy. There was a crying 2.5-year-old across the aisle from me. They were crying probably about half of the flight, which, feel bad for the kid, but it is definitely annoying. I know that's a big thing on planes that people get aggravated by. It is what it is. I had headphones in, listening to podcasts and all that good stuff. So I'm here, I'm getting settled into the hotel. I'm excited to start getting after it tomorrow. It is Friday morning. My body is so confused. I think I ended up going to bed at it was 11:30 here. So it was like 2:30 back in Orlando. That's late for me. I don't really stay up late. I've been going to bed pretty early. So that was late. It wasn't too bad. I wasn't too tired because I was alert and doing things all day. I get up this morning at I was awake by 5:30 local time, so 8:30, which I'm normally up well before that, but obviously I went to bed late, so I was tired. And it was weird. My body felt like it was way later. I felt like I had slept in, which I usually feel bad or feel kind of guilty about. But it was still dark outside. I'm confused. I've been off the East Coast, I think 3 times. I've been to California. This is my 2nd time in California. I was in Texas at one point. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. So I'm not really used to time changes or anything like that. So I'm okay today. Honestly, I'm not really that tired. It's 8:15 local time, so 11:15 normally. I got up, I got myself out of the house, I grabbed some coffee, and I've been doing a little bit of work at a Starbucks for an hour and a half or so. Went for a short little walk. So I'm just trying to adjust, let my body adjust, and work through some of the nerves that I normally have when I go to an event or I'm traveling or all that kind of stuff. So I just pulled up to Just pulled up to the venue. I'm excited. I'm here early. I wanted to make sure that I got here early so I could get all checked in and talk to people and get myself comfortable and not super anxious. So I'm here. I'm ready to go inside. I'm going to try to get as much footage from today as I can. Hopefully you guys will be seeing all that.
Know your name, cause I might just feel your pain. Might just risk my life to keep you dry when it rains. Might just fall in love, a little hug can make me stay. Mystics make me soft, just like a moth to a flame. Show me where's the crowd and I'll be proud to just obey. And if you're not around, then I'll be proud to take your place. I'ma roll this loud while I go down and relocate. And I'ma take a bow and then throw thousands in your face. I'm a G, I'm the centerpiece, you can't settle me. I repeat, when my enemies tell them come and see, they retreat. I'm their water sign, sweep you off your feet. In these streets, I'm here all the time. How come we ain't meet? Got some thoughts up in my head, now I can't sleep cause they cut deep. I keep tossing in this bed cause I'm so bleak, I get cold feet. I get tired of people walking all on me like I'm some cleats. I get tired of people trying to rattle me, I need my peace. I keep tossing in this bed cause I'm so bleak, I get cold feet. All these thoughts up in my head, now I can't sleep cause I feel weak. I'm a boss up in the end, I will not weep, there's no defeat. What you see is all Pisces, when I breathe is all Pisces. I keep tossing in this bed cause I'm so bleak, I get cold feet. All these thoughts up in my head, now I can't sleep cause I feel weak. I'm a boss up in the end, I will not weep.
Alright, day one is all done. It was a great day. It was a great day. So I'll kind of go through what the day looked like. Today was the weapons protection part of the weekend. So it was kind of a single event from the other 2 days that are going to come over the course of this weekend. Everything today, we were working with knives, we were working with guns, we were working with batons, bats, that kind of stuff. So in the beginning of the day, in the morning, we warmed up with some of the basic spear drills. We did some spear form, we did some spear flow, basic stuff. And then we got into some partner drills. Like, we were drilling for the majority of the day. I mean, we were there, we started about 9 o'clock. And then we got out of there probably like 6 o'clock. So we're talking, what's that? 9 hours, about an hour for lunch. And then Coach Blauer had come in and talked for about an hour and a half, did some Q&A, that kind of stuff at the end. So we're talking like, what's that? 6.5 hours of drilling and training. There was very little, I don't even think there was any actual lecture today. It was just drilling, which was cool. I mean, it was really, really cool because we did a lot of weapons drills, but we did stuff that I had seen a lot of the drills before. Some of them I had done, a few of them I've taught, but then there were some that I didn't know, some that I wasn't so experienced with. And something that I was talking about today is that these last couple of months, I've gained such a better understanding of the system, and it's really helped me dial in and focus on learning how to coach this stuff coming to these types of events, like doing the level 1, the virtual certification course last month. Today, I'm not going into it having to learn or remember certain definitions or concepts. It's already in there. It's all programmed into my mind, and I can be present and focus on absorbing not necessarily the material itself, but how the concepts and principles apply to the specific drills, and then take that and be able to apply that to other drills and just become the best coach that I can be. There was a really cool, I don't know if I'd call it a realization from today, because it is something that over the last couple of months has kind of been building and I've been recognizing here and there. But a lot of that really crystallized today, because even the drills that I hadn't done before, it was like, okay, well, these are the concepts that we're going over. Here's how it applies to the drill. Let's go. And then watching people do it, in my mind, I'm going through like, oh, they could have improved on this, or this was more desirable, this was less desirable. And I was able to just pinpoint a lot of the things without having to think about it. It was just there, and I was able to use my coach's eye as opposed to having to try to learn and absorb the material. So that was a really huge deal for me today, and I think that's one of the things that made the day so fun, because I wasn't so stressed about trying to learn everything that was happening. It was like, I know all the concepts and the principles. Now let's just watch and observe and take mental notes on how it's being applied. I was much more relaxed and calm and present and focused today than I probably have been at any kind of spear or really any like event or course like this ever. And I attribute that to just being way more prepared overall in terms of understanding the material. I've spent so much time over the last few months diving into spear and studying. I mean, we're talking 50, 100, 150 hours at least just over the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe. I don't even know if that would include the prep for the level 1, but like I've done so much work over these last couple of months, and it's paid off. Like it is actively paying off, and it shows me that like I thought I knew the system well before. I thought I was good at this stuff before, which to an extent I was, and I knew a lot of the concepts and the principles, but now it's like after putting in the work and really diving deep, it's a world of difference. That's something that I've learned recently, is the amount of work that it takes to really achieve what you want to achieve. Like I said, I thought I knew this stuff well before. I've been doing spear and exposed to all this since I was 5 or 6 years old. It's been a long time. But I've never really dove head first into the material and actively tried to study and learn and absorb as much as possible. And I think part of that might have been ego. It's like, oh, I know this stuff. I've been doing this since I was a little kid. I've gone into these last couple of months as just a student. Like, yes, I know these terms, I know these concepts and these principles, but do I really understand them? And more importantly, can I apply them? And that's been my goal these last couple of months, is to learn how to take this material and not only apply it, but be able to convey that to others, transfer that knowledge and understanding to others so that they can do these things, because that's what it's all about. It doesn't matter if I can do this stuff. I mean, it's important to an extent, but I'm not necessarily just trying to train myself, right? Obviously that's important, but I'm trying to help other people become safer. And even if I have a really deep understanding of the material and I can do the drills and I move well, that doesn't mean that they can. I need to help them do that, and that's an entirely different skill set than just being able to do the physical stuff. That was something that really crystallized today. Coach Blauer came in for about an hour and a half at the end, told some stories, was talking about some weapon stuff, and it was really cool because every time now that I've listened to Coach talk, I'm picking up more and more, and not necessarily in like little nuggets here and there, but it's like, oh, I know exactly what he's talking about right now, and I can just be present and absorb. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of wild, but today was a really good day. I am exhausted. I'm so tired. It was a long day of drilling. I didn't get that much sleep last night. I never sleep well, at least the first night in hotels or like in a new place in general. So I didn't sleep that well. I didn't get that much sleep. I only had 1 cup of coffee today, which I normally have like 2. And I didn't get any Wawa. There's no Wawa out here, which is ridiculous. I'm feeling very proud of myself for all of the work that I've put in and the fact that it's paying off. And I'm really excited to see what the rest of the weekend holds. I'm really excited to continue to work with different people. I mean, I put myself out there more today with all of the coaches and everyone that I was working with than I have at any of these events. Just introducing myself to people, talking to people, getting to know them, cracking jokes, putting my coaching knowledge out there. I mean, it's just, I'm doing everything that I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm becoming the person that I've wanted to be, and it's really cool to feel it in the moment, but also to recognize it and not just be going through the motions, but actively working on it, and then having the self-awareness to be like, oh, I did that thing. I did the thing that I wanted to do, and here was the outcome. That was just day 1. I'm excited. I'm really excited for day 2 and 3 to see how they go. Got into some high gear today, which was also cool, but a lot of drilling. I'm tired. I'm going to do a little bit I ate dinner. I'm going to do a little bit of stretching, and then get to bed, get up tomorrow, and have a great day too. So stay tuned. All right, we are in the parking lot for day 2. Had to bring the Eagles hoodie out to San Diego. Always got a rep. I'm tired. I'm a little bit tired, but I slept pretty well. Usually after the first night in a hotel, I'll sleep a little bit better. So I slept pretty well. I hydrated, I ate, I did some stretching last night, which I think helped a ton because I'm really not that sore, which is a little bit surprising. So I'm feeling pretty good going into day 2. I'm excited, my mind is clear, I'm focused, and I'm ready to go.
What you see is all Pisces. When I breathe, it's all Pisces. Leave me low. Yeah, I'm passionate with my shit. I got my heart on my sleeve. I got my gun on my hip. Yeah. Creative and artistic. Better pay your homage to me, cause I created the shit. Yeah. Every day I'm painting pictures. I ain't really lost, but I fall in love with drifters. Every day a different dream I can't remember. Looking at the stars, I feel good cause I'm a member. Look at my card, look at my face, look at my squad. Ooh, oh my God, look at my taste, everything hard. Ooh, I go far, I'm just trying to find my equal. They don't show me love, even though I show up for people every chance I get. With no antics, I'm romantic. My soul, stamp it, be bold, be lit, don't fall, don't trip.
All right, guys, I'm in the parking lot getting ready for day 3. I didn't do any recap last night because I was tired, and I got out of there really late. So I wanted to make sure I got my sleep, which I slept pretty well. I've actually been sleeping surprisingly well in the hotel, which is a really good thing because I'm feeling good and I'm able to stay focused and get everything I can out of this weekend. Biggest thing from yesterday is it was a lot of drilling in the morning, just like on Friday. We got into high gear. One of the first drills that we were doing, my shoulder popped. And it wasn't bad. Like I've had much worse shoulder pops, even like a couple weeks ago. So this one wasn't too bad, but it hurt. And I in the moment I kept going with the drill, which is neither here nor there. Didn't like really do any extra damage or anything, but I just kept going. It just hurt. It went right back in. Like no real issues there. It was just pain. And it kind of like dysregulated me for a lot of the rest of the day. Not to the point where I wasn't able to focus, but my focus was split. So I noticed that pain and that thinking about my shoulder a little bit extra was kind of there in the back of my mind the entire rest of the day. It made it harder for me to focus and do everything I needed to do during the drills and everything that we were doing. Now, I was still able to do everything well and quote unquote perform to my abilities. It was just a lot more exhausting. So I had to take like a couple of breaks throughout the day and go for a walk and focus on my breathing and just kind of regulate my nervous system, because on the inside everything was just kind of freaking out. Honestly, before I would have kind of just like shut down and gone real quiet and not really done a whole lot. But taking the time to be like, all right, I still need to be able to do these things. I still need to be able to go out and drill and coach and all of this stuff. Having that and then asking myself, what can I do to get myself to the point where I can do that, and then taking action on it. That's a huge win and a huge area of growth for me, because instead of just shutting down, I figured out what I needed to do to get back in the fight, essentially. I'm happy about that. It definitely caused some more exhaustion throughout the day. So by the end of the day, even like the middle of the day and towards the end, I was tired, and my social battery was definitely running low, but I did everything that I could to push through and keep doing what I'm here to do, which is learn, get a better understanding of how everything applies to coaching, how I can teach it better, to network and connect with the community. I made sure that all those things were a priority, and I did whatever I needed to do to make that happen. So other than that, it was a really good day, a lot of learning, gave me a good opportunity to watch other people, how they move, and in my head or out loud, depending on the drill and what we were doing, critique them and work my coaching eye, which I noticed with some of the things we did yesterday is one of my biggest challenges, is not necessarily seeing what the challenge is that someone's having in their physical body, like how they're moving, but giving them an effective cue to help them fix it. I tend to get very wordy when I coach, and it's something I've worked a lot on the last couple of years. Finding a way to address the concern, address the challenge, short, specific, and actionable, which is something that we're working on a lot this weekend. giving short, specific, and actionable cues is a challenge for me. So figuring out the best or the most desirable cue to give them. So that's something that I am definitely taking away and working on, or I'm going to work on. And that's one of the biggest things that I've noticed I'm having a challenge with that I can improve on. So that was really cool to experience that and have that pointed out so that I can work on it. I'm feeling focused. I'm well rested. I got some coffee here, hydrated well. So doing all the things that I need to do. I'm feeling good, and I'm excited for day 3. So let's check it out.
Look at my squad, ooh, oh my God. Look at my taste, everything hard, ooh, I go far. I'm just trying to find my equal. They don't show me love, even though I show up for people every chance I get with no antics. I'm romantic, my soul, stamp it, be bold, be lit, don't fall, don't trip. Got streams that'll take me to my dreams as I drift. I keep tossing in this bed, cause I'm so bleak, I get cold feet. All these thoughts up in my head, now I can't sleep cause I feel weak. I'm a boss up in the end, I will not weep, there's no defeat. What you see is all Pisces, when I breathe is all Pisces. I keep tossing in this bed, cause I'm so bleak, I get cold feet. All these thoughts up in my head.
Not a ton of video from today. I was more today focused on like being present, and I did a lot of coaching today. A lot of the drills that we did today, stuff that's not done a whole lot in these types of courses, and that a lot of the people here at this course haven't really seen or especially done before. But I've done a lot of them. I've done a lot of the basic spear drills and some of the more advanced ones as well. But a lot of these people hadn't done them because they're not really taught a whole lot in the basic level courses. That was a big thing for today. Is I was working with a lot of different partners and doing a lot of coaching, and it wasn't necessarily even on purpose that I was doing a ton of coaching. I had talked about this in a video that I made a week or two ago. I want to say I can't help myself. It's funny because I think about being at Budo every day, up until a few months ago, and coaching every day and being on the mat and working with people, kids and adults. And now I miss coaching. I miss helping people and working with people totally. And now I don't get to do that every day. So it's something that I really, really love and enjoy, and I'm really cherishing the time that I get to do that now. And I had a really good opportunity to do that this weekend. And something that I also noticed is I made a point to let people know that I said a lot of things like, in my opinion, from my experience, if it's okay, can I offer a suggestion? Things like that, where I'm trying to just not be egotistical. I'm trying to offer feedback in a way that's genuinely helpful and comes from a good place. And I don't know if I always come off that way, so I've been recently trying really hard to make sure it comes off that way, especially with people who don't know me super well and I don't have a lot of rapport built with them. I've been trying really hard to make sure that I'm not coming off as like, oh, I'm better than you, I know this, do this instead, you're wrong. Just trying to give good feedback and help them improve. And over this entire weekend, I got some really, really good feedback from that, because everyone that I was working with, they want to be better, and the feedback and the coaching that I was providing them, they were grateful for it. It was helping them, and it was really cool to see that, because in the martial arts world, there's a lot of ego. There's a lot of people who think it's their way or the highway, and they know better, and this is how I was taught, it's the only thing that's right. And to me, that kind of goes against what martial arts is really about, which is constantly improving yourself as an athlete and as a person overall. So it was really cool to get that feedback, and people were really appreciating my coaching and the feedback that I was giving them. And I was taking feedback myself. It wasn't like I was just dishing out feedback every time. There were things here and there that I could have done better, or that I was working on. And there were a couple of things over the course of the weekend that really stood out that I need to work on. So I'm going to take that feedback and work to apply it and improve. Like I said, to me, that's what it's all about, is constantly getting better and setting the example for everyone else. I know personally, as a coach, I want to be able to look good and perform well to give my students something to aspire to. Now, that doesn't mean that I need to be the best at everything. It's not going to happen. I'm going to have students that are better than me in certain aspects. I'm going to have peers that are better than me in certain aspects, in anything, in martial arts, in spear, in literally anything. But something that has been really emphasized as I've been learning more about spear and digging deeper into this is the role of a coach. The coach's role is to inspire performance. And to me, part of inspiring performance is looking the part and doing the work that you're expecting or that you're asking your students to do. And if you can't do the things, at least on a baseline level, it's hard for them to get to have that example and to live up to it. So I feel like it's part of my responsibility to be really good at this stuff physically and look like I can do it really well so that I can help them. Not because I'm better than them, but because it gives them something to aspire to. And that, to me, is part of what it means to inspire performance among the other things that really, really good coaches do. This weekend overall was awesome. My biggest learning was how to apply the principles and concepts that I've now become much, much, much more familiar with to different drills, different environments, different scenarios, and most importantly, different students. I came in more prepared than I've ever been for possibly anything. And I knew that in terms of the technical stuff, how the drills run, definitions, I knew that I wasn't going to learn a lot of new stuff in that aspect. Some things here and there for sure. There's always little things that I'm picking up and learning, but that's not why I was here. I was here to observe and learn how to be a better coach. And coming in so prepared helped me do that big time. And I really feel like I have a good grasp on how to coach better, how to be a better coach, how to work better with students, individual students on a group level. I got a lot out of this weekend. And one of the things that I am honestly most proud of from this weekend is I did a bunch of networking. I feel like I've grown so much as a person these last couple of months, moving, being off on my own, diving headfirst into a lot of different things, doing a ton of work for my business and to get involved with the community. I've put myself out there more than I have with anything else before, and this weekend was just more reinforcement of that. I went around and introduced myself to a ton of people. I started conversations, which is not something that I'm used to doing. I'm used to like maybe someone comes over to me, or I'm just sitting by myself, or I'm hanging out with the people that I knew. I made a point to go up to people that I didn't know or that I barely knew, talk to them, ask them about themselves, start a conversation, and just start to build that connection and relationship. And I know that's so important, and it's something that I've been practicing for a few months now, and it's just continuing to build. I'm really feeling like I'm building momentum in a very positive direction, and I'm growing as a person, which brings me back to what I was saying before. And that's the whole point. I want to continue to grow and improve myself, and my mission is to share that with others, share the things that I have learned with other people to make them stronger, more confident, safer, and just the best people that they can be. If you're interested in getting involved with the Spear System, whether it's you want a little bit more information, you want to attend a course, you want to attend one of the Be Your Own Bodyguard courses, you're interested in becoming an instructor, let me know. I will give you the resources. If you're in the Orlando area, let me know. I'd be happy to discuss how we can work together. If you just know me and you're following because you're interested in what I'm doing, thank you. I appreciate everyone's support. Honestly, I was expecting more criticism. Maybe it's happening behind the scenes. I don't know. But at least in public, on social media, and people that I'm talking to over text and in person and all that, it's been a ton of support, and it really feels good to have a lot of support and a lot of positive feedback, and I feel like things are starting to come together. So I appreciate everyone for watching and for your support. See you guys in the next one.